Tonight, the most watched entertainment news program in the world.
The Carson you never knew.
And all of a sudden, a security guard shows up, and it's Johnny, dressed as a cop.
The new book that takes you backstage at The Tonight Show and inside his final days.
The emphysema and the trips back and forth to the hospital.
Carson's secrets revealed.
There were days where Johnny would come in and walk right by you and not say hello.
A Tonight Show insider breaks his silence. And the Johnny Carson few knew.
People that had worked for the show even longer than I had, maybe never spoken to Johnny.
A Tonight Show insider's new book, next.
He may have tucked millions of Americans into bed every night of the week, but very few people knew the real Johnny Carson. Tonight, one of those people speaks, and our Leonard Maltin has his story.
So here we are with Amazing Kreskin. All right.
On this day of Kreskin's visit, a young audience member named Don Sweeney, in the blue shirt, was called down to participate in the psychic stunt. Little did he know he would spend nearly 17 years working for Johnny.
When people say to me, what was Johnny Carson really like? I think the best answer is the guy you saw on television was the guy off camera, too.
That is amazing.
Don would become a production assistant and eventually the Tonight Show's music supervisor.
He did seek perfection and expected it from his staff.
He expected it most of all from himself, and if a joke bombed, he was miserable.
He hated when that happened because it wasn't funny to him. His job was to make people laugh, and he just told a joke and it didn't work.
Don reveals his experiences with Johnny in Backstage at The Tonight Show, which features a foreword from Ed McMahon, who was once the victim of a Carson practical joke.
One day when Ed was leaving the lot, and the guards stopped them at the gate, so as they opened up Ed's trunk, it was full of office supplies, like typewriters and toilet paper and everything. And so they asked Ed to get out of the car to explain it, and all of a sudden a security guard shows up, and it's Johnny, dressed as a cop.
Sweeney confirms Johnny's intense privacy and says it affected the star's relationships with the very people he worked with.
People that had worked for the show even longer than I had maybe never spoken to Johnny. There were days where Johnny would come in and walk right by you and not say hello.
But Johnny did throw many a Tonight Show anniversary party for the staff. Here's Don's invitation to one of them. And after the last show, he had one here at his mansion on the Malibu coast. Sweeney remembers what frequent Carson guest Don Rickles said that night about the ultra-modern home.
The living room is kind of all glass and marble floors and everything, and Rickles said, where's the gift shop?
When Johnny called it quits, Sweeney rounded up some souvenirs, like this cigarette lighter, and the famous double eraser pencils with which Carson often drummed, and a very rare autographed copy of the sheet music for the Tonight Show theme.
Johnny Carson, Ed McMahon, and Doc Severinsen. And when Doc signed this, he said, I think you have a collector's item here. He said, I don't think the three of us have ever signed one piece of paper. So I definitely put this in a frame, keep it in a safe place.
But Don's saddest memory by far is that of Johnny's death, following years of numerous health problems.
I kind of knew it was coming, the emphysema and the trips back and forth to the hospital. You go, well, I don't know how long this is going to last, but I was definitely shocked that morning.
I'll make a confession to you. I miss Johnny Carson. He was one of a kind. Backstage at The Tonight Show is in bookstores June 15th.